Hey everybody, I'm Andy Bryce with Gridiron Football. Joined here by a longtime friend, Justin Charles. Normally I don't do these JC anymore. I've done these things a long time, and I just don't do these a whole lot. But I wanted to do yours because this is my 11th football season with Gridiron Football, and it all started here in Pineville, not at Pineville High School, but across the road over there at LC. Mm-hmm. But it all started with you and Dennis Dunn. And so I can't thank you guys enough for what you guys did for me, for what you guys did for this to help build this company, the start of this company. So I can't thank you enough. The story is, y'all thought y'all didn't know who I was showing up in 2013, no 2014. Who I was. I don't wear a lot of khaki pants, but I was dressed up that day. And I can hear you guys in the background talking about, there's some salesman or somebody out there wanting to talk to you, Coach Dunn. But that interview really started the whole thing, Coach. Yeah. All the way up here, I was praying, God, if this is what you want me to do, if this is the direction you're leading me to go in, give me a sign. And after I did an interview, I was humbled a little bit because when you're at LSU, obviously you think your head gets big. Yeah. And when you're at Southeastern, your head doesn't really swell, doesn't really go down a whole lot. You're still big, especially when you come to a D3. Mm-hmm. But I was really humbled that day. And on the way back, I was like, God, if this is what you want me to do, please give me a sign, because this was a hell of a day. Because it was just one thing after another all day long. And overnight, when we did that interview with Dennis, that thing had 1,500 views. Mm-hmm. And it was the sign I was looking for, because I was a nobody back then. I'm probably still a nobody, but
you big time now, man.
But back then I was a nobody, and I didn't know. There was no. I think we had 50 followers on Facebook. I think most of my family, Mm-hmm. So it was something. So I can't thank you enough for what you did to help me out. And then over the years, our relationship, our friendship has grown. We've had a few patches where I may have not called you as much as I should have, but. I appreciate everything, Coach, you've done for me over the years.
Yeah, well, we appreciate you. It was kind of that first time you came through over at Louisiana College, we didn't know what to do. I remember Dennis, he was like, he said, anybody comes through, just send them to my office. And did you call him that day or something? I don't even remember how.
I don't remember.
But I just remember you had come in there, and me and Matchett and another coach, we went to the office, Stanley Smith. And we went back to that office, and we were like, I don't know, I guess he wants to sell him something. We have no idea. And then, when you got done, Dennis was like, JC, you take care of him. And I was like, well, I don't know what he wants. But anyways, long story short, just watching the growth of your company from that day on all the way to where you are now, man, we appreciate what you do for all the athletes in not just Central Louisiana, but across this state and across the country, really, because you've expanded to where you're not just Louisiana Gridiron Football anymore. You are Gridiron Football, and you have a brand, and you stayed persistent to your goals and everything that you said that you were going to do that day. I just remember looking at you like, that sounds good, man. It sounds good. But then after talking to you a few more times after that, I was like, man, this guy has a vision, he has a goal, he has a dream, and he's going to accomplish it. And I think you're accomplishing it right now. And still to this day, I still remember there was a lot of things that you wanted to do. You're doing them, but I don't think it's to the magnitude of what you're going to be.
No, there's a lot of stuff, and I know Jace has been. He sweats bullets every time he comes to the office.
Like, what's he got next planned, huh? But no, you've done a great job for the athletes across this state, and we just appreciate you for what you guys do and the hard work that y'all put in every single day. Because even an event like this that you're doing today, it does not have to be done, but you do it, and it's not. I don't think it's a selfish thing. I think you guys do it for the athletes.
It really is. I mean, football is all about, everybody says it's faith, family, football. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people say that. And it's easy to say words, but it really is about faith.
It is.
And if you don't believe in the guy upstairs, mm-hmm. you really are missing out, because over my life, I've seen so much stuff happen. I've been close to death, I don't know how many times now. Yeah. But to come back and able to do this and pour my heart, my everything out for these guys right back here behind me, mm-hmm. That's what it's about. Like I said, a lot of people say that's what it is, but when you start watching, it's not.
Yeah.
And when I was at Southeastern, you could see the kids falling through the gaps. I'm sure when you was at LC, you saw the same thing. Mm-hmm. The kids falling through the gaps, just left, right, and center, and just missing out on opportunities when there was really probably somewhere they could have gone.
Yeah.
There was just nobody out there doing something along this level that would showcase, to the Millsaps or to the Louisiana colleges, to the Centenaries, to the pick a school, So it's all about if you put God first, kids second, everything else is going to work.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. And so you've had a lot of faith, and you took a lot of big steps, man, and your company has definitely showed that. So keep pointing him first, man.
That's the goal.
Amen.
And if I don't, you call me out.
I got you.
We're good friends now. You call me out.
I got you, bro.
But let's go on. Let's move on to Pineville. This is your first year as a head coach here.
Mm-hmm.
You spent last 2 years as defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
So what's that like? Taking that step up, becoming the head coach here. You've been a head coach many other times before. So
Man,
now,
it's this is my third stint at being a head coach, and this is just me speaking, transparent and everything. I wanted to take a few years out of being a head coach, and when I left the previous place I was at, I really prayed about it that day that I resigned. It was that morning, I remember, and I prayed about it on November 26th, and I was like, Lord, is this what you want me to do? I don't know if I really want it. He said, well, you need to take at least 2 years off, and I just remember that, and I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna take 2 years off, and I enjoyed my time here at Pineville High School as a defensive coordinator. I know sometimes you couldn't really tell there was a coordinator out there, but I do think it was a fun time. It was great being away from being a head coach, and I was enjoying myself. Well, November 26th last year, they offered me the job, and that was exactly 2 years later after I prayed about that, and so it was kind of one of those deals where I was like, Lord, you spoke to me already. And this opportunity showed up, and what I love about Pineville, man, is just the community. The kids are just amazing. They want to work. They want to work hard. They want to grind through the action, and so that's what I love about it. And so being over here the past 2 years, and now going into my third year as the head coach, I just, when the job was presented to me, I thought it was a no-brainer. It's been a work in progress, and so, but it's been fun, man. I love it. I love every second about it.
So you was at the college level for 20 years, from 2000 to 2019, 2020. And then you were head coach at Menard, and you were head coach at the college level. That experience, what about that experience you gonna bring here?
Well, I brought a lot of things. Right now, and I'm just always talking about the process, because there's a lot of process that we do. We've got to set a standard here, and so I brought a lot of college mindset here, especially when it comes to the workout aspects of it. And so our workouts have changed. We push a lot of heavy weights. We do a lot of sprint work. This summer we've grinded a lot. On the off season, we pushed the kids and grinded them, and challenged them in different areas, and they've always rose to the challenge. So the thing about here is like I said earlier, what I've brought from other things that I've done, from other places that I've been, I've just brought in the things that I feel that can work here, because not every program's the same, not every school's the same, not every place is the same, but the kids here, they work different, they believe in what you're doing, they want to work, they want to win, and so they're willing to do what it takes, and so that's what we've been doing. And so the things that I've brought in a different type of standard, a different type of mindset, a different type of belief, a different type of work ethic, I feel, and the kids have responded to all of it.
Well, let's talk about some of these guys you brought in here today. You got 5 guys here. So tell me about these guys right here.
Man, just as a whole, all 5 of these guys are seniors. I got the opportunity to join them their sophomore year, and so now I get to see them grow up a little bit, except for Hakeem. He's still 5'4", whatever tall he is, but but no, I've seen all of these guys grow up as not just football players, but as young men, and they work so hard. Like that's just one thing I've been impressed with, especially the senior class. This senior class, they work so hard and they want to win, and so. But every single one of these guys are great young men. They do what they're asked to do. They believe in their team. They want to succeed, not just on the field, but in the classroom. All these guys got good grades. And so, hey, that's the type of guys I'm going to bring to you, and so they're all great football players too. So we got Brady Baden, who's a defensive end. Brady, you put on 18 pounds this off season. How much? 231. He's at 231 now. So last year you played at what? 190. He played oh wow, he put on 30 pounds. So, but he put on some weight. And we got Brady McCann, Bam Bam is what we call him. He's our starting center, starting guard, wherever we want. He's a guy that's played all over on the offensive line for this will be your third year as a starter, huh? He'll be a third-year starter, and does a great job, and he's a really smart kid on the field as well, and is a good leader. Because I'm just speaking off of him right now, but he's a guy that's been injured the past couple past about 2 or 3 months now, and he's still a guy that shows up to practice every day, and just wants to be, unless he's going on vacation or something. But I don't show up on vacation either. But Brady's here all the time, and his teammates see those types of things, and that's the type of kids we want. And we got Hakeem Mix. Hakeem has played running back for us for 2 years now. He got a lot of good reps this past year at running back, but we have moved him to cornerback now, and he does a great job at cornerback. But again, that comes with experience, and it comes with maturity for a guy to get a lot of reps on the offensive side of the ball and started a few games on one side of the ball, and then you just get moved. But that's his maturity. He's grown up so much where now, hey, look, we need you to start at corner, and he didn't even hesitate, And so now we give him a little bit of kisses every now and then on the offensive side of the ball, So, but he's done a great job. And then we got Aiden Tate, who rushed for 1,000 yards almost last year, and caught quite a few passes last year, and thrown a few touchdown passes last year. So Aiden played some running back for us. He played mainly running back for us. He played some quarterback for us. Played fullback. He's going to play some receiver. We're going to put him everywhere we need to. We're going to put him at linebacker. We're going to do what it takes. But Aiden's a guy. Shoot, he gained how much weight you gained this offseason? He gained 25 pounds. So we're eating weights around here. We ain't just lifting them when we eating them.
Y'all eating bricks back with it, huh?
So, but yeah, Aiden's a guy. We're expecting a lot of big things from him as well. He is our work cow in the backfield, and we got DeHaas over there, who is a state powerlifting champion over there. Or are you champion or you runner up? I got to runner up. Oh man, I get under your skin a little bit, huh? Just a little motivation. But we got Dalen Tatum, who's one of our nose tackles. Who is our nose tackle, and he is a guy that's very strong, very smart on the field, does everything that you ask him to do as a young man, and that's just not just on the field. I'm talking about off the field as well. And Dalen is a great power lifter. He's a great lifter. He is the strongest guy on our team. I know those guys are mad, but Bam Bam's messing with him now because Bam Bam beat him on the bench today in reps. So, but it's a good group of kids, man, and these are just 5 of them, and I'm very proud of the way we've come along so far.
Let's talk about your offense real quick. What are you going to expect out of your offense this season?
Well, offensively, that's one thing, and this is just me speaking. I'm always an open person, that. I think we've struggled on the offensive side of the ball here for the past at least 2 years since I've been here. We've had our ups, we've had our downs, but I do think this year we've put the right guys in place. We've got some guys that are workhorses, and so we've got some guys that are, and when I say some guys, I mean a lot of guys that we're going to be rotating through in certain positions that can play football and that want to win. So we're going to grind the football still. We want to grind the football. We want to win. We're going to throw the ball a little bit. We get, Carter Smith is back, and but he's not, his spot ain't even sewed up yet either. We're making everybody work. Caleb Coleman, who got a few reps last year, he's doing a great job back there at quarterback. And so we're just pressing. And on the offensive side, I do expect us to get a lot of first downs and a lot of touchdowns this year. Okay, and I will say this about our wide receiver core. None of those guys are here right now, but we have a very fast wide receiver core. We're very fast, and I'll say that to everybody. We got a fast wide receiver core. They work hard. They want to block, and they want to work because they know if they don't block, they don't get the rock at the end of the day. So.
Let's talk about the defense now. I know you're a defensive guy, so tell me about the defense this year.
Defensively, we're going to stick to some of the things that we've done in the past. We have a couple different angles that we're going to do it with because we have different players. We want to be physical. We're going to be physical, and I think that did start this year in the offseason where those guys know they got to be physical. We put some weight on a lot of those guys, on all of our guys really. They put some weight on the defensive side of the ball, and so those guys right there, they know they're going to have to be mean, they're going to have to be aggressive, and they're going to have to fly to the football. We want those guys not out there thinking. We're going to keep it simple, make them fly around to the football, know their assignment, and get after it. That's at the end of the day, that's what it's about on defense, and having fun. And we want those guys to be high-fiving each other after they, for a tackle for a loss, high-fiving each other after every play. And we want 11 hats around the ball every time the ball carrier gets tackled because that's intimidating after a while. And so that's just the type of things that we want to do, hit, swarm, and stuff them.
Well, let's talk about your district real quick, your schedule going out. You're in a very tough schedule.
Mm-hmm.
We had Bachman here earlier. You have West Monroe, you got Ash, you got Ruston. Tell us about that schedule you guys got this year.
Well, that's actually one of the coaches earlier was talking about that, talking about our district and all and this and that. And yeah, our district is tough, but that's not something that we're really worried about right now. We look at the next day, we look at the next rep, and that's how we work at it. And I think our kids are starting to believe it does not matter who's lined up across from us. It doesn't. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter who's lined up across from us. If we can execute, if we can beat that man across from us, then we have a chance to be successful at the end of the day, and that's what we want. And our kids are believing that. That's the mindset we got to have, push, 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 and the door's going to get kicked in at one point. So the district, yes, it is a tough district. You know, we had, 3 teams play for a state championship last year out of our district, and, you know, so when we get there, we'll handle that one day, one rep at a time.
Well, tell Rebel Nation what they expect in 2025, Coach.
Expect to see a different team. Expect to see a different team this year, an exciting team. We're going to have our ups and downs. We're going to have our lows. We're going to have our really high moments. But expect a team that's going to get out there and compete, a team that's going to get out there and play to win, a team that does not back down from anybody. We don't care who we play. It is who it is. It is what it is. And we want to see you. You know, so when you show up at our stadium, because we got 7 home games here this year, you're on our turf, baby. And so Rebel Nation, just be ready for a different type of football.
Well, Coach, thank you for sitting down with me. And again, thank you for all you've done to help me over the years.
Thank you for everything you've done.
I'm Andy Bryce for Good Our Football. Thank you for watching.
Go Rebels.